I'm Ben.
And I'm John.
And together we're, well, today,
Well, we're still OCB.
we're still OCB, and today is the Gallows.
Yes, the OCB Gallows.
And what this is, you asked for it, so we did it. We got to the 75 subscribers that we're using to, like, not do it. And this is our album review show.
Yeah, well, we decided we needed to do something like this simply because of the fact that we get so many requests for the same artists, and, well, if we hear something we like, we don't want to wait forever to listen to it.
But it doesn't mean we didn't react to it. I mean, we did. And,
Right.
And you wanted to know what we thought. So I don't know why. But
After 2 or 3 songs, it's time to just do it as a total review show for the whole album.
either an album or maybe, you know, if they're a defunct band, go through the catalog a little bit. You know,
Right.
it's like about this being the first one, we're keeping a promise to a friend of ours in Algeria, Redouane, love your band, so we're going to do your new album, Lelahell, Alif.
Oh, let's just admit it. We're afraid he's going to come here and kick our ass if we don't do it.
It wouldn't be that hard, but no, at least the ass kicking part. No, it's like, yeah, maybe a little.
But the reality is we loved it anyway.
Yeah.
So, we definitely got to do it.
Hey, yeah, how we're doing this. Why we're calling it the Gallows, that's my and you wanna?
Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to play hangman with this. That's why it's the Gallows. And we're going to base our decisions on, what parts of the hangman get drawn based off of raw talent, songwriting, production, musicianship, presentation, and then just overall.
Yeah, overall what we thought, what we felt, it's like our actual just opinion.
Now we don't have this one. We don't actually have it ready.
Not really,
man. But I'm going to be realistic. We really don't need it for this one.
No, not really. Well, that's a spoiler, but okay.
Yeah.
But I guess a little bit about the release that we got off of. Well, they sent it to us, but in case you're unfamiliar, Lelahell is a death metal band from Algeria. We first discovered them when we were doing Metal Around the World and got into Algeria. And since then, we pretty much, I personally have gone through the whole catalog and loved almost every song. There's a couple like I didn't love, but I just liked them. But anyway, just brief bio and stuff for the album and the band. Lelahell are one of Algerian's newer extreme metal groups. In 2010, so when I get to the guy's name and I massacre it, sorry. That's Redouane, who is no stranger to the Algerian metal scene, as he already been in other bands including Neanderthalia, Lithium, Carnivage, and Devast. He founded this band. In August 2012, Verissimo Records officially released the band's debut EP. Okay, we're ranked 2 releases after.
Right.
So this is important for understanding the album. Okay, each Lelahell release is conceptually linked to the character of Abdurrahman, yet focusing on another evolutionary step, another chapter in his own book. The new album, Alif, is now focusing on Abdurrahman. Sorry, my Anglo tongue doesn't quite wrap around.
Yeah, it doesn't work well for.
We'll call Abby after. Yeah, Abner's. Okay. First steps in his new life, just like a child learning to speak, walk, learning about the world around him. Yet this is full of foes and fears. That's why Abner needs to save himself from those dangers. All right. Basically, it's a loose concept. Actually, it's like kind of like Immortal when they did every album is basically something that happened on this world they made.
Right.
I think they call it Blast Rick, which is way dumber than After Her. I'm sorry. And you can tell it's conceptual.
Yes. And just throwing it out there, like with, well, we'll work our way through it.
Okay.
From track to track.
I guess we go down our list of like, okay, where are we at, you think, with raw talent?
Raw talent, just amazing.
Yeah.
The vocals blow me away, especially the way he switches up between the death metal growl and then like the black metal demon screech is just, I love it.
It's flawless, I think. I mean,
yeah.
It's like, that's, and knowing that he's playing guitar at the same time and just, that adds to it.
Yes.
Raw talent, they're way up there.
Yeah.
This band, I didn't mention it, this album, he used a session drummer. I don't know if the drummer he had left or this is the new guy, or I think in the press release he said something like he has a studio, the band to put together in the studio, and then he has like the band.
Right.
Knowing that he took care of most of like the songwriting and guitar work, I don't think you're gonna have a drop off if you see him live.
Exactly.
Okay, well then we'll go straight to songwriting.
Songwriting. Lyrically, well, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, it's death metal. It's a lot of growling and screeching and
Barking and
yeah. But when it comes to the composition of the music itself, it's just spot on.
Yeah, and my only complaint about the album at all, it's not really a complaint. It's just like an unfulfilled expectation. Like you come off like this kind of a flowery passage or not even the right word, more technical up and down passage, and then I'm waiting for that stereotypical death metal breakdown, and it never comes. I'm like, son of a bitch, oh, you did this instead. Oh, that's way cool. But I expected it, and it never came. It's like,
right. Oh, I actually like the fact that
same here. I actually
it harkens back to the more older school of metal and whatnot, because there's a lot of soloing going on.
Yeah.
And speaking of soloing, gets me into when it comes to songwriting. One of the things I think really keeps this fresh is the use of regional scales. Because, well, let's face it, a lot of your death metal, your black metal, your metal, just whatever metal, coming out of Europe and out of the United States, most of it, we're sticking to these fairly common scales. Whereas he's using this regional, it really breathes new life into it.
Yeah, that's true. And it actually adds depth to the story, gives you like I know where it's happening. It's happening in this kind of area. It's like, anyway, and it takes production. I don't have a single bitch about the production.
Production was amazing. The only place which, now realizing what was happening with it, at first I thought maybe with the last song there was a change in production or something, which now realizing what was happening, I don't think it was a change in production, it was an intentional change in sound.
Yeah, it was like, because it was conceptual, it's like, because when I listened to it, I'd already read that and you hadn't.
Right.
It's like, oh, because it does sound a little different. And it's actually, the song's written completely different than rather the song in the album. It's like, oh, this part of the story is ending and the next part is beginning.
Yeah.
So it's actually like a transitional piece.
Right. It's one of those, listening to the album, when you get to that last song, you're just like, wait, what? Something's different.
Yeah.
What? But realizing now, even though it's different, it still fits. So.
Yeah. Well, the beginning ended it, like where there was vocals, and then the long outro where it was all music. It's like, oh, it's just, this is the next chapter in this guy's life.
Right.
And then it takes us to musicianship.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
First off, jumping into the different scales, but yet still using, it's still familiar enough. Musicianship, these guys are amazing. I mean, I'm not talking about, this isn't talking about sitting down and listening to Joe Satriani or Steve Vai, something like that. But still, as musicians, just amazing. The lead work I love.
Yeah. I like the fact that it's like sometimes the lead work is an actual solo. Like there's no vocals going on, but there's a solo going on, or like to make this counterpoint or this harmony to it. Like this.
Yeah.
There's one of those things that's like, that's weird. I like it. It's like he avoided all these death metal tropes.
Yeah.
And he made something that's like, this is genuinely from them.
Definitely a lot of bringing some new blood into it, which is also bringing a new sound to it. Okay, well, I guess that takes us into presentation.
Which I guess would just be like the album cover and stuff, which it fits.
Yeah.
And I would pick it up and buy it if they...
Yeah, I'm going to leave a picture of it here on the screen. The album cover, it's
the kid, it's him, and it's that part of his life, and it's like,
right.
It's intriguing if I'm walking by or I'm flipping. Way back in the day when you flipped through CDs or albums or whatever, yeah, I'd have picked it up and looked at it.
Well, and here's something to think about. Okay, if you're in the death metal section and you're looking at CDs and you're flipping through and it's like, oh look, a demon, look, a decapitated body, this and that. Wait, that doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It would actually make you want to look at it because of the fact that it's different.
That's true.
And the art's also really good on it.
Yeah, and the logo, their logo is a little different. It's not that whole like, what the hell is that word? It's like, oh look, it's scribbles.
Like they took a pile of deer antlers and just threw them together and said, "There's our logo."
Yeah. Threw it into a spider's web.
And then presentation of the band themselves. They're your typical just metal band.
They do the whole like dirt on their faces and stuff like that. It's like as for band photos, and it's like that fits the death metal scene.
Yeah.
And at least it's better than like, I'm covered in blood. Because let's face it, by this point, that's just generic.
Yeah.
It makes me think of the punk band, the Dwarves. And even though they weren't covered in blood, it was just naked chicks covered in blood. So I think the name of the album was Blood and Pussy.
Oh, okay.
It was not very good. But there was naked chicks.
Covered in blood,
which is not attractive.
Okay, then we've got overall. And overall, we loved it.
Yeah.
There's just...
I was actually like, well, I gotta be honest. So I was looking for something to bitch about.
Yeah.
The best I could come up with, like, there was no generic breakdown.
Yeah. Which actually isn't a complaint.
No, it was actually an enhancement. It made it stand out. It's like the songwriting stand out. And it's like, honestly, if you're not into death metal, you're not going to like it because it is brutal. It is extreme. It is very technical. If you're looking for like the whole headbang and jump around, it isn't that.
No.
It's a little more in depth than that. But there are parts of it where you're gonna like.
Yeah, you're going to form a mosh pit if you're going to watch them, but at the same time, that mosh pit's going to disperse because there's just parts of it that it's...
looking down at the track listing, which it started with Paramnesia, which there's actually a video for that.
Right.
So I definitely, if you've never heard Lelahell and you're like, I don't know if I want to pay for the download or not, I'll go to YouTube and look up Paramnesia.
Well, we'll leave a link to it.
Yeah, and when I heard this, I'm like, oh shit, love this song. And it's like, I still go back and listen to it. Speaking of Fatwa, which I didn't know how to spell, when we tried to do a show about it and we lost it because it sounded crap.
Yeah.
Thou Shalt Not Kill was just like an intro to the song, Reebok, Assassin.
I'm glad you're the one pronouncing these.
Then it went to, which I really liked. I mean, that Son I Kill fit for a lead in.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the lyrics, so I don't know exactly what happened in Reebok, Assassin. But Reebok. I'm probably saying all this shit wrong. But
Like I said, I'm glad to see it.
I mean, I got an impression of what was going on, and
Yeah.
then from the music itself.
Yes.
So that's how I Kill really fit. Adam the First, we actually did a reaction to.
Yes.
And if you're, so, yeah, we fanboyed and loved it, and the reaction. The only song I wasn't completely like blown away by is the next song, The Fifth. But part of the concept needed to be there. It felt it was the only one that actually had a little bit of the generic like extreme metal trope. And felt a little, I've heard this one.
Right.
But in context of the concept, it made sense.
Yeah.
It's like it was almost a lead into the second half of the book, and then came up to Inseraf Martyr, which is my absolute favorite track. And I just, then we had Lithium, The Reach of Kalasuf. I know I said that wrong. But yeah, but then again, like, well, coming off the one that Inseraf Martyr, or Martyr.
And see, at this point, for me, all the way down through the list, I'm loving everything. Nothing really. I mean, granted, like the one is maybe a little bit, but I still loved it. It was still great. So,
I mean, like, there was a little bit of a drop off just because I liked the song preceding it so much, or the Inseraf Martyr to Lithium. But by the end of the song, I'd already forgotten the song before it.
right.
So, and then Parasites, that just sounds weird coming out of my mouth. But it was a shorter, kind of more of a grindcore, like, yeah, get into it. It's like,
Right.
yeah. And then Impunity of the Mutants, which is what we were already discussing.
Right. That's the one. At first, I know my head started twitching. Like, this doesn't match. This is, and then the more I listen, it's like, but I love it. And now, the whole idea behind the concept album, turning the page to a new chapter, I understand what was happening. It's one of those where if you're not really paying attention, it could throw you off. Still a great song. And not ripping on it in any way, shape, or form.
But it's like, because initially I'm like, when I first started, I'm like, this is one of these things, not like the other.
Yeah.
It's like, but by the time it was over, I'm like, oh, okay. Because I had already read the press release and I already knew there was a concept album. And I want to know what happens to the guy next. I want to know where they take him next.
Right.
It's yeah, I actually have no complaints, and like if this had been like a normal like review, it would have got where we'd had 6 stars instead of 6 points. Like it'd be 6 out of 6.
Yes.
For me anyway.
Yeah. There's just no complaints. Actually, I had one complaint, and that's when I was listening through the album from beginning to end, is when you started messaging me. And I wanted to reach through my phone and punch you. But, just on point with everything on this.
And I just hope the band grows. I hope they get bigger. I hope, so we get that next release.
Yeah, and I also hope that we can get them over here in the United States.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll take my triple dash to that show.
I'll get in the mosh pit. I may not move for a month afterwards, but I'll get in the mosh pit.
I might go in there and flop around like a turtle. But somebody help you, somebody help you. But yeah, I got no complaints. So it's 6 out of 6. It's an unhung man.
Yes.
And I got completely pardoned. And yeah, in the future, we probably will be a little. Well, we just love this album, so there's no reason for us to like really be strict or critical.
There will be times in the future where there's going to be a completely hung man up here, and people will probably be mad at us, and that's okay. They can be mad if they want an honest review. We're going to give it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so this was our pilot. This is our tryout. So if you have something you saw in this that you thought, you could have done this better, or you should have shut up here, you should have got to this or that, leave it down in the comments. We're still trying to feel this out.
Right.
And
if you've noticed, like we've had the music playing in the background, kind of chopped up to, for little parts of each song, it's because we're doing a review. It's not part of our regular show where we're playing a song all the way through. We're trying to give you a taste of the whole album while we're talking.
Yeah. Outside of that, I think it's about it for this one.
Hey, before we close out, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share the show. Share our other shows. We've got OCB reactions and also Metal Around the World.
And yeah, not only leave a comment to help us improve, but if you're a subscriber and you know what we've already gone over, you're like, we'll do this. The next two are already set.
Right.
We have Periphery, Alpha Omega, double concept album.
Right.
And then King's X Ogre Town.
I think so.
I think it was the next two. We got them written down. We'll figure it out. Well, we already listened to the Periphery,
and we'll be dropping these every other Saturday, until we'll start dropping it every Saturday once we hit, but let's say 150. 150 subs, you get it every Saturday.
Yeah. All right, I can always unsubscribe at 149.
Oh, we should be getting enough suggestions by then.
No, that's true. But yep, that's it. So fare thee well.
Thank you.